The CityNews exclusive video shows a suspected thief being taken down by a paid duty officer at a busy LCBO at Yonge and Dundas. Toronto police claim the man's head did not hit the counter. They say he was resisting arrest. There was a struggle and the officer did use necessary force. Now, about a month and a half ago, the LCBO started hiring police officers to try and get a handle on a major spike in thefts that were happening in stores, mainly in downtown Toronto. But in that takedown video we just showed you, the LCBO did not proceed with charges. So then what's the point of having officers in stores, and what's the cost to taxpayers?
There's no consequences. This issue will not go away.
Veteran police officer Neil Corrigan is the unit commander of 14 Division, which oversees Parkdale, among other neighborhoods. Of the 6 LCBOs under his watch, 4 of them are now staffed with paid duty officers.
The reality is that, unfortunately, street people, persons with drug dependencies, alcohol dependencies, have come to believe that the LCBOs are simply their ATM machines. They can go in there without harassment, take alcohol, go out and either consume it or sell it for drugs, or use the money for some other use. And it's adding, quite frankly, in my opinion, to some of the disorder issues that we're experiencing in our area.
About 5,000 thefts from the LCBO were reported citywide in 2017. In 2018, that number jumped by 72% to 8,600. Despite the escalating thefts, Corrigan does not believe that paid duty officers is the best solution.
They're also very expensive, and quite frankly, our officers should probably be doing some other things around the city. And I know that's a big issue. They often question about pay duties and the value of them, the use of them. I think they could perhaps be better used in other areas.
The Toronto Police Association sets the rate for officers who are hired off the clock. They make about $70 an hour for a minimum of 3 hours each time. Higher-ranked officers earn even more. The LCBO started hiring police at the end of January. Before that, staff and security were told not to intervene with thefts for safety reasons. Now that uniformed officers are involved, necessary force will be used, as we saw in this video that was recorded at Yonge and Dundas last Friday. Does that seem a little aggressive for a couple bottles of booze?
I actually saw the video earlier, and know that the officer did comply with our procedures, and the officer, in my opinion, did a bang-up job.
We've been in contact with the LCBO a few times over the last couple of days, but none of our questions have been answered. Here's what we asked. How many paid duty officers have been hired to help prevent thefts? What is the cost to taxpayers? And why did the LCBO decide not to lay charges against the man in the arrest video?
You don't need pay duty officers for them, in a sense where I say, so long as there's some form of security, some form of deterrent for people not to steal from the store, you likely have the same outcomes, I would anticipate.
Now, the only information the LCBO would provide us are stats on arrests that have been made since April of 2018. Between hired security and local police, 950 people or suspects have been apprehended and 1,300 charges laid. Now, for another look at that takedown video, you can find it on citynews.ca.